Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to share. I will give you a little bit of a background on me so you can understand where I come from with this. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I'm also board certified in complementary and alternative health. And I share that to let you know that I have access to practitioner only products and the best of the best products that are out there. And of course, yes, I use them for myself and my family, and I had been using them for quite a long time. And I take really good care of myself, and I do what I feel is best. Well, when I was introduced to ASEA, I was curious about it, but what really caught my attention was actually the skincare, the anti-aging skincare products within ASEA, and finding out how redox could help not only myself, but my clients. Well, when I learned at a presentation that the technology could help with discomfort, I hadn't really paid attention to that before, and it really caught my interest. And so I thought, well, let me go ahead and try this. And the reason I tried it was because I had a private struggle. And 5 years prior to that, I had an injury and I injured my tailbone. And nobody that I had gone to could help me. I went to everybody that I could think of in my city: acupuncture, acupressure, chiropractic, osteopathic. I was in physical therapy 3 days a week for 1 year, and that didn't help either. And so I started going up and down the East Coast to try to get myself fixed. And I probably spent about $10,000 in the course of 5 years trying to work on just one issue, because what I was doing wasn't working either. And when I heard that redox could be beneficial for discomfort, I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't tried this. Let me try it. And I tried it and I was astonished. In less than 2 weeks, I didn't hurt anywhere in my body. I couldn't explain it. It just floored me. And so at that point, I dove in and I realized I need to learn what this is, because my clients need to know, they deserve to know that this is out there. And if I can save them, oh my gosh, all that misery, that time. And I know a lot of people are spending a lot of money on cherry picking different things to see, will this help? Will this help? Will this help? So I dove in and I researched it. And at that point, I was drinking 2 ounces twice a day of redox, and it just blew me away. That helped. And so over the course of the first year, now granted, this was in 2018, and so that was almost 6 years ago to next month. What I experienced over that next time and up to now is it just floors me. And so I'm going to share about three more things. Within that first year, I still continued to drink 2 ounces twice a day, because I thought, wow, if it could do that, what else can it do on this amount? What I noticed looking back is that my hot flashes had diminished. And I'm 55 now. And so I was entering that time when hormones are changing. As women, we never know what to expect with our hormones. They are all over the place, and we can be fine in one moment and completely a mess in another moment. And so not only did my hot flashes just gradually start to go away, but my emotions really started to balance. Not that I thought that I was out of balance, mind you, because I don't think any of us really introspectively think about that. But my husband had started to notice, and he was remarking that I was being more balanced. And that's something that I generally don't share, because it's kind of embarrassing to think that, we can be out of balance. I'll just leave it at that with emotions. You ladies, you'll know. And men, if you've got a lady in your life, you know. So anyway, when I made the 12-month mark, I thought, I wonder what my body would do with the Magic 8, is what everybody calls it, because it's just magical. It seems to be. And so I thought, well, all of these people, and I had been sharing with people too what the Magic 8 was, which is basically the genetic study amount. Everybody in the gene study drank 8 ounces a day. So I thought, well, let me see what my body will do. I do have other things that are unresolved. So I started drinking 8 ounces a day, and I never thought that something that happened to me 16 years prior could be resolved. So I had been injured and I had a side effect from using a medicine. And that side effect was it damaged my sense of taste and smell. So for 16 years, that was gone. And when I started drinking 8 ounces a day, those abilities were restored to me. And I mean, it still just gives me chills, because I was just browning ground beef the other day and I thought, wow, I can't believe I didn't have this ability. But most people would say, well, gosh, what would happen if you had had a fire? We had. And it happened after I got my sense of taste and smell back, thankfully, because about 3 weeks later, I was awoken in the middle of the night to the smell of smoke and fumes and chemicals, and that had just happened. So I believe that this did save our lives that night because I wouldn't have been woken up. That right there just stops me in my tracks. I know I have a short amount of time, so I'm going to share the other couple ones. I had to stop driving at night because I couldn't see well enough. And especially when it would rain, you have billions of lights coming at you as they ricochet off of all of the raindrops. And what I realized, and I don't even know when it happened because we don't feel these things when they go away, and when they come back on, it's hard to know really the line when it happens. But I recognized one night when I was getting ready to go out with some girlfriends and I offered to drive. And I thought, when did it happen? When could I drive again? And so it just happened. And that night we were expecting rain, and it didn't even cross my mind to not offer. So I realized that over the course of time, that had come back too. The final one that I'll share is probably my most fun one, and I don't share it because it's more private. As I was saying, about hot flashes, when women are entering the third portion of our lives, because we spend about a third of our lives in the menopausal timeframe. So when I was experiencing that, I had a lot of other of the side effects that come with that. Things started to get painful. Libido gradually goes down. When I recognized that not only was I feeling more like a newlywed again and very excited, my body was working just as well as it used to. As you can tell, this is kind of embarrassing as I try to choose my words carefully. We've been married 35 years, and my husband said, "Baby, I don't care what that extra case costs. We're never going back down to one case." So I'm just going to leave it right there. And that is the end of my story.